Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope your week is off to an amazing start. Tonight, let's talk about how do you improve your focus. So if you have some tips for how to focus or stay focused or refocus, drop them in the comments. And while you're doing that, let me know if you're watching this hashtag live or hashtag replay. So let's talk quickly about how do you improve your focus? Because you know what? It's been almost a year since COVID hit and the pandemic rolled into town and our lives changed. So whether you're working from home, you were continuing to go to the office, but things changed up in how you were able to communicate and interact with coworkers, our focus has changed. We have a lot of added stresses going on in our lives that we weren't dealing with before. Maybe we've decreased some of the stresses and maybe we've slowed down our life a little bit, but some days it's just hard to focus, and maybe particularly on a Monday after a time change. So I know in Saskatchewan, we don't change time, but many places across the country, or most places across the country, do change time. So I know I talked to a few people today that said Monday after a time zone adjustment, move to daylight savings time is just never an easy time. So let me know how you're doing with the time change. Are you listening or watching from a place where you had a time change? So let me know in the comments where you're watching from, and if the clocks moved further ahead, did that work for you? Does it make it easier for you to focus? Do you like spending more time in the daylight? So let's take a look tonight at 3 really quick tips for an effective brain break. So this is going to be a really short little episode, and a couple of things that they mentioned to help if you're struggling to focus. So during the day, you have a task in front of you and you're just not sure how to get refocused. A couple things that you can do. First of all, you can get up and move. By moving, simply standing up, stretching your arms, going for a walk around your house, maybe going outside briefly, even just walking from one room to another. That gets your body moving, which gets you breathing, which gets more oxygen going in through your lungs, gets those oxygen going into the red blood cells. And when you get that into the red blood cells, oxygen will get to your brain, and that will help you to focus better. So moving is going to help you to focus. Tip number 2, hydrate. And I know this is something that I struggle with, drinking enough water or just drinking enough fluids to stay hydrated during the day. We'll have to talk about your tips for how to drink enough water in the day. But the article said, and I quote, just staying hydrated boosts your reaction and thinking speeds upwards of 15 to 30%. So did you know that staying hydrated could affect your ability to focus and boost your thinking speeds 15 to 30%? I know that made me drink more water today. So again, the reason for that is your brain is mostly water. So if you keep your brain, or if you keep well hydrated, it keeps your brain well hydrated and you're better able to function. Tip number 3 before we wrap up tonight is breathing. So just doing some deep breathing will help to take in more oxygen and get that flowing around your body and especially to your brain. But it did say a lot of us have a tendency to slump or to have hunched shoulders, or we lean over. And what they said is when we slouch, we tend to cut off we position our body so we don't actually take in a full breath of oxygen or a full breath of air. So they said sit up straighter. So not only breathe deeply, but tip number 3 is sit up straighter, because a lot of time people can't maintain their energy to get things done because posture is bad. And it's actually the lower third of your lungs, according to this article, that absorbs 2/3 of the oxygen. So sit up, take a deep breath so that your lungs can be fully filled with air, get all of that oxygen that it needs, and then that will help you to regain your focus. So the article was about 5 tips to stay focused. This is one of the tips that it mentioned. So 3 quick things: move, hydrate, and breathe deeply while you're sitting up straight, and that will help you to take an effective brain break. So if you're curious about anything that I've mentioned tonight, drop me a comment or shoot me a message and I can share the link with you to the article that has more information on how to stay focused. And of course, if you have tips on how to stay focused, drop those in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye-bye.